Yeah, so the next race, we're going to get a graphic for this, hopefully, and we think this will be the men's race between the top American sculler, Team USA, Plihal, Jacob Plihal, who we saw being interviewed earlier, all 6'10" of him. And he raced at the Paris Olympics, finished 13th, won the C final in an American record, came down the course in 6 minutes and 41 seconds, which is a pretty mean time. He's racing Olympic champion from Britain. They are off the start there, it looks like, James Rudkin. Now, he won his Olympic gold medal in Paris just over 6 months ago in the men's 8, rowing in the 7 seat. He was a key member of that crew, but he's now with 2 blades. It's a pretty even start. I mean, I would make Jacob Plihal strongest favourite for this, but James Rudkin, he's right up there.
Yes, he is. It looks like he is really hanging in there with Jacob at the moment.
Well, James's first race ever on the international world stage was in 2012 at Junior Worlds, where he was in a quad. And so his introduction to elite racing was in a sculling boat. And so although we're now seeing him dominate in sweep, this could be a herald back to his time as a sculler at the beginning of his career.
I'd say that's a great start from James Rudkin. I mean, overwhelmingly, Plihal, he's on the left of your picture, all 6'10" of him. But James Rudkin, well, I don't think James is going to go on to Los Angeles, but he's been fit. He's been racing kind of the early spring races with Thames Rowing Club in London. Funny enough, you know, his dad, Andy Rudkin, was a sculler himself, and he picked up the sport as a sculler. He hasn't done a lot of sculling, but basically this is not what I expected. I expected Jacob Plihal to just move away, and, you know, that was going to be his race. I don't know how much Rudkin's got in the tank, but this is the tightest contest we've seen yet.
Yes, I mean, with the gold medal, he certainly knows how to race, so it's not super surprising that he is hanging on there, but it does look like Jacob is taking a move at the moment, maybe about 500 meters in, and, you know, trying to break away from James as we speak.
Yeah, he does look just a little longer. I suppose it's not surprising with 6'10", but the thing is, Plihal will now be beginning to doubt, you know, am I really going to beat this guy from Great Britain? It's a question of what Rudkin has got left. He's thrown everything in. James Rudkin from Great Britain in the rest of the world team is on this side of the course. The fastest sculler in the USA at the moment, Jacob Plihal. There he is. He holds that great American record of 6:41 that he set in Paris, winning the C final, that for places 13 to 18. And it does look like he's started to dominate now. And James Rudkin's got an awful lot to do. He's got a clear water lead, Jacob Plihal. What does that mean if you get a clear water lead?
That means that there is no contact, so there is he is fully broken off of James, so James has no contact, meaning that his boat, the bow of his boat and the stern of Jacob's boat are no longer touching each other when you look across the lanes.
Now, as they come through those bubbles, Jacob, he rode at Northeastern, so he is no stranger to obstacles on the Charles, and I believe he is about to just plow through those bubbles right here. Yup, and they are through on the American side, continuing to move ahead and widen that gap.
Yeah, it's the closest race we have in the Lenny Peters Cup. There've been sort of bigger margins than that, but I think Jacob Plihal has been given a big surprise. James Rudkin is not a specialist sculler. You see them in sculling with 2 blades. That's 1 in each hand. In sweep rowing, you just have 1. James Rudkin is an Olympic champion in sweep rowing in the men's 8. He has done sculling, you heard Emily say, as a junior, but not for many years. So he is putting up a great show against America's top sculler. Jacob is kind of looking round for the finish, and he wants it to come. You've still got about 300 meters, Jacob, so stop looking around for the finish. Keep your head in the boat. Is Rudkin going to do a sprint? Is Rudkin's looking around there?
He's looking
What do you
around.
think?
I think he might try again. I think with, again, a gold medal, he knows how to race. So I would assume that he would try to sprint. I mean, he's definitely giving Jacob a run for his money with this one. So it'll be exciting to see what he does here in a second.
And Jacob won the US trials, I think, you know, by quite a commanding margin over the 2,000 metres. But I think for James Rudkin, this is a pretty decent result. Jacob, to be fair, Jacob's just easing down a little bit there,
yes,
isn't he?
He is, yeah, as you can see. So maybe he's not super concerned about James taking a sprint here, but it does look like he is still trying. Jacob is taking it down.
Yeah, he came through, won the US trials in a time of 7:07. That was over 2,000 metres. This is 1,500 metres. Jacob just heading James Rudkin, the Olympic champion in men's eights. But Rudkin has sprinted for the line there. And hats off to Rudkin. Even though he was behind Jacob Plihal, he really gave his all. And that was for pride, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, it was very tight
For
racing.
Sure.